I have reviewed a lot of Marvo and now Monka's headsets, everything from the HG9067, which is the Pulse 60 headset, all the way to the Echo and now even the Echo RS. So I think that I might have a lot of knowledge when it comes to Marvo products, how they have increased in quality, how they got better and maybe, even got worse. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Echo RS, or you might know it as the HG9070 wireless. This is a headset that is absolutely phenomenal, but for a lot of different reasons. And I will get to the negative parts as well as compare it to the normal Echo to see if it's even worth spending that literally double the amount to get the Echo RS. Right, with that out of the way, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the packaging, features, performance, the flaws, and the comparisons. So, let's start with the packaging. As always, Monka really outdid themselves with the packaging. It looks phenomenal, as all the other packaging does. We have the sassy looking picture as we always do, and that is literally it. You have all the normal technical specifications listed on the backside of the box as with most other headsets, so nothing really out of the ordinary. They have gone with a certain type of theme and I don't discredit them for it. I mean, it works. You kind of know what you're getting. If you're looking at a Monka product, you almost expect that white and red or maybe even white and yellow theme, as well as the normal Marvo. You almost expect the I don't know if you've seen PewDiePie's the red and black theme, the all squiggly line things. It's something similar to that. So that is kind of the themes that they're going with, and I'm fine with that. I mean, you know exactly what you're looking at, you know exactly what you're looking for, and that is exactly what it needs to do. Marketing team, you guys are amazing. All right, now let's get into the actual headset. I mean, this is what you guys are here for, right? This is the Monka Echo RS. What a beautiful headset, and this isn't even it. If you hold in the power button for about 3 seconds, 2 seconds, you'll see the RGB coming to life, and this, my friends, is absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if it's focusing right now, but dang, that is beautiful. The Monka Echo RS is a one-of-its-kind headset. I thought it was going to be somewhat similar to the normal Echo because, the name scheme and everything in between, but that can't be farther from the truth. First of all, the design. Beautiful, very, very sleek design. I like the matte white with the almost faux leather at the top. Very soft to the touch. Very premium feeling headset, if I have to say so myself. It comes with, as most other Marvo and Monka products, the tri-mode connectivity, which means it can connect wirelessly through the 2.4 GHz dongle, which I'm going to get to right now, and also via Bluetooth. So you can connect this to your mobile phone or your tablet or even your console if that supports Bluetooth mode. So something to look out for, would be absolutely great for most people. Then, of course, you get the microphone. That is a detachable one, and this is pretty good because you can actually bend it to where you want this thing to be. It's not as rigid as it can be, but it definitely does the job. It's very minimalistic, and for people like me having a normal mic, you can just disconnect that and put it to the side. And then, of course, you get the 2.2 meter braided cable. Very long, very good. Usually you get a 1.5 or 1.3 meter cable, sometimes even a 1 meter cable. So 2.2 is something that I really enjoy seeing from them. Well done, Marvo. Then, the dongle itself. This is where it kind of gets special. Trust me, it is actually special. This looks like a normal USB dongle, right? Well, you might be wrong in assuming that, because in this little part on the side, you will see something that looks, I don't know, kind of off. And there's a reason for that. When you disconnect this, it turns into a USB-C dongle. This is the actual dongle. This is just a connector to fit this thing in. So the actual dongle looks like this. And this makes it even more amazing because now, not only can you connect this thing wirelessly through Bluetooth mode to your mobile phone or anything that has Bluetooth support, you can actually connect it now via USB-C. You can literally just plug this thing into your phone and it works. I've tested this multiple times. On your PC, you just plug it in and it works. So if you have a laptop that doesn't have any USB, Monka's got you covered. So you can just yoink that thing back into place if you want to use a normal USB mode. There you go, and then you can just plug it into a normal USB thing. That's what I love about this. So not only is this technically a tri-mode headset, it's actually a a quad mode headset. If you think about it, right? You gotta update your naming scheme, Monka. So, for the headset itself, like I said, it feels very premium quality. Like, it is still plastic, you can feel it's plastic, but it has this kind of weight to it, right? And I think it has a lot to do with the insides of this headset. It comes with a 50mm driver, and I don't know, on the technical page, it says something about almost like a leathery type cap, like cushions and stuff, but this doesn't feel like leather. It feels like some sort of material with foam on the inside. Then of course more features coming to this. On the right side right there, I don't know if it's right or left on your side, you'll see the microphone mute button, which you can just flip as a normal switch. You have the volume control right next to that, and then of course you got the power button and the USB Type-C connectivity, which is pretty much all you need, but there's something missing, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later in this video, so stick around to find out exactly what that is. Right, now the sound. What does this headphones sound like? Because that's probably why you're gonna buy this if you want to buy this, right? Well, I gotta say, I've been using the normal Echo for a while now, and before that I used the JBL Quantum 350 wireless, which is around about 1,500 Rand headset, very, very premium quality sound. And before that, I used, I think it was the Corsair Void Elite or something, which was also, very, very elite. The sound coming out of this is phenomenal. I haven't heard sound as good as this in quite a while, as they say, in a day, right? This is just beautiful. The quality, I feel like 90% of this headset was just put into the sound itself. The sound engineers over at Monka, fantastic, fantastic job. As for the microphone, well, I guess there's one way to find out, right? It's actually kind of interesting because I plugged in the USB Type-C to 3.5mm jack into my computer to test out the 9070 wireless or the Echo RS, but it didn't pick it up on my computer. Now I'm wondering, is this only for consoles though then? Because that would be, I don't know, somewhat of a bummer actually, right? Well, in any case, let's get to the actual technical specifications. While we're doing this microphone test, I'm sorry if the quality is absolute trash. It is quite an echoey room, so we'll see how this is afterwards. I'm also going to be switching from non-edited to edited sound in a split second. Now, the technical specifications of the Echo RS is it's wireless, it has Bluetooth 5.2, the illumination mode, obviously it's RGB, it has a detachable microphone, it has a 50mm speaker size, which is interesting because on the warranty manual, the user manual, it actually shows that it has a 40mm speaker size. So I need to consult that and see which one is actually the right one. Then we have the speaker sensitivity being 118 decibels to 3 decibels. We have the rated power, which is 30 milliwatts. And then, of course, the impedance is 32 plus minus 10% ohms, which means it can kind of fluctuate. And then we have the frequency response range from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So that is basically how the microphone sounds. It's good enough so you can actually use it for whatever you want to do, but obviously it is not premium like a Rode USB, right? Still, I don't think it was intended to be like a premium quality mic. It was intended to be exactly what it sounded like. Hey, that rhymed. The more you know. Then of course, coming to the battery of this thing, since it's wireless, you obviously need to worry about when is this thing gonna run out of battery. Well, while I cannot give you a definite answer, it is actually quite interesting. Because this thing, it charges like probably within an hour, maybe even half an hour. Like it charges really, really quickly, and then it just lasts for days. Like my wife's been using this headset for most of the time that we've had it, just to kind of test it out because she's been playing things like Call of Duty and Call of Duty Mobile and stuff like that, depending on which device she's playing on. And I think she's been charging this like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 times. Maybe. Absolutely brilliant. Batteries have come such a long way. I remember back in the day where you had anything that was wireless, you probably would have charged that thing at least once a day just to get that battery up to standard and make it work. Now everything is so efficient when it comes to battery life, and the batteries have become so good that you have stuff like this in the price point that it is. Of course, like I said, not everything is sunshine and roses. There are some flaws, and one I don't know if it's a Echo RS specific flaw or if this was just like a factory fault, but if you look at the bottom of the cushion right there, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like some lines, some weird lines right there, and that is kind of weird because it feels like the foam almost, it's not enough. It's almost like the foam needs to be propped up a little bit more, or maybe the cushions were like, I don't know, jammed into it, or it was laying weird, but I thought it was going to fix itself, but it didn't. We've been using and having this headset for probably more than a month now, and it just stays that way. So I don't know if you guys have one of these. Let me know in the comment section down below if you also have this weird like lines, almost like the material was laying the wrong way around. Then of course, one more very specific feature that I would have loved on this headset that it has unfortunately missed is the same as on the Echo, a 3.5mm jack. Now, I know this is kind of redundant at this point. Most of the stuff, are moving towards USB Type-C, and for a good reason. It is very versatile. You can use it for essentially anything. But a 3.5mm jack would have meant that, for example, I could have used this on the microphone as a monitoring device, or maybe you can use this as, let's say you're a DJ or whatever, and you want to just plug it in like that. I know you're going to use the bigger one then, but still, I feel like a 3.5mm jack wouldn't have cost too much since it's on the normal Echo, so I can imagine that it's not, adding to that cost too much. Maybe Monka, on your next one, add the 3.5mm jack. Now then, for the design itself, comparing this to the normal Echo, they do kind of look very similar, right? Like, I have to say, even the cups itself, it looks similar, and yeah, this thing is just off. But when you turn this on and you look at it from the side, they almost look identical, and it's very hard to see any difference between them unless you're looking really, really closely. Of course, the normal Echo has the like strap that kind of, it fits a little bit better on my head, whereas this does not have the strap, so it feels like you have a little bit less room to like kind of adjust it. Like I don't have a very big head, but it still kind of feels a little bit loose at the top. Like on the side, it's snug and nice, but on the top it just feels a little bit off. So depending on your preference on how your head size is and everything, obviously it differs from person to person. Then of course, the cups itself. I've used this headset for a few hours, especially last night when I was playing some Counter-Strike, and my ears started hurting. But the thing is, I've got some elf pointy ears, so it depends from person to person. Yet again, your ear size and everything in between, that might differ. Or as they say, your mileage might differ. Then of course, like I said, some of the features are missing, where this normal Echo has a one extra port like the 3.5mm jack. This one unfortunately doesn't. They kind of just streamlined everything. And then of course, you can fold this one up, whereas with the normal Echo, it is kind of stationary and you can't do any of that. So there's some differences. There are some subtle differences, I gotta say. If there's anything that I missed, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe I can answer you there, or we can do a follow-up video on that. But apart from that, I gotta say my final thoughts on this headset are, for the price that it is, it's coming in at I think at like 1,000 Rand right now, which is $50, $45 somewhat, I guess. It is a good price for what you're getting and for what this feels like, and like for the performance of it, you get a lot. You have the wireless mode, you have the Bluetooth mode, you have the double use dongle, you have everything that you need right here in this headset with phenomenal performance and amazing battery life. So I can say, at least, I'm giving this the 1-0 thumbs up, right? Now, where can you buy this headset? Well, you can just type it in Google, you'll probably find it everywhere, but the best place obviously to buy this would be at evetech.co.za. It's probably South Africa's biggest tech distributor at the moment, and for a very good reason. Amazing people, amazing support. Go check it out. Link should be in the description and in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out the technical page where you have all the specifications of this headset, I will also leave that linked down below. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with one last question, and that is, with this headset, would you want to play?